Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 22 video on the channel. And in today's video we have a pretty important discussion regarding whether or not today is the day to cash out. And fellas, as we get into the video right here, I'm starting a $20 to $100 challenge using Underdog Fantasy, where I basically start an account with 20 bucks and make a bunch of like medium to small size bets to hopefully turn it into 100. And if we succeed, I'm going to be trying a bet that's going to be able to turn my $100 into 1,000 if I get it correct. If I fail, I'm going to be giving away some money to you guys. Here are the picks we are rocking with for day number 1. I got $10 on the line today. I'm feeling pretty confident about these, not going with too many like $1 or $2 slips. We got 5 on each of these. Let's try our best. Again, we're starting with 20, trying to get to 100, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, like I said in the intro, fellas, we're going to be talking about some relatively important decisions that I think a lot of you guys got to make when it comes to investing in Madden 22. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that watched my channel or watched other people on YouTube who suggested that you pick up cards on Easter Day. And now, buying the cards, in my opinion, is all fine and dandy. It's easy enough to go into the auction block and make your purchases at a good deal, but the more challenging part is timing the market and deciding when you want to sell off these players to maximize your profits. So what I want to do in today's video is give you guys a bit of a rundown when it comes to each of the overalls and cards that you guys might have invested in this game. And I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start it off with the 96 overall Easter players, so that's Robert Hunt and Chris Westry. Oh yeah, and how am I forgetting Charles Woodson is also included in that list. So these 96s, should you guys be selling now? Should you guys be holding for later? Let's take a look at the market and let's see what that tells us. Now, quickly taking a look at the prices of these players, it's looking like these cards are selling for about 100,000 coins, maybe a little bit less than that. And taking a look at the market right here, as I take a look at the prices of like an average 96 overall player, average 96s are selling for around 93k. So right now it's looking like these cards are a little bit inflated above what the market is saying. And I also kind of feel like there's a lot of hype surrounding this Chris Westry card right now, because Chris Westry is getting a power up in the game tomorrow, which in my opinion is driving up the hype for this player. And typically when you guys invest in cards in this game, the best time to sell is selling off hype. So in my opinion, I would say right now, if you can get 100,000 coins for these 96s, that feels like a good deal. I'm going to be taking 100k for these cards. So my verdict when it comes to the 96 overall Easter players, if you can get around 97k plus for these cards, I would say sell. I would say now is a good time. There's a lot of hype for the players. They're a little bit inflated. A bit more than what the market is kind of saying these 96s should be. And hey, it's only been like a couple of days since Easter. If you bought these cards for around like 50 to 60k tops, which is what I was doing, I'm making about like 40,000 coins of profit per card. And as you guys can see right here, we got 6 of these 96s making around like 40,000 coins per card. That's going to be a very nice amount of coins. That's going to add to the bankroll a ton and make us a lot of profit for simply holding these cards for about like 3 to 4 days after Easter. So let's flip these guys right now. Again, Chris Westry is going to be sold. I would say that Robert Hunt should be sold as well. I would say Charles Woodson should be sold. If you're getting like 97k plus for these cards, I would say the hype is good enough that it's worth selling them off right now. And now next up, we got a card that I am also relatively heavily invested in. That is going to be 98 overall Deion Sanders. I would say there's a lot of you guys out there that might have bought this card. There's a lot of people that maybe bought like Randy Moss. A lot of 98s have been purchased to invest in the players. Let's take a look at the price right here. As you guys can see, Deion Sanders selling for a price of around 193k. Now in my opinion, that's kind of a disappointing number. What I want to do is I want to take a look at a couple other market factors that kind of tell me that maybe Deion Sanders shouldn't be sold right now. Now, reason number 1 is going to be because of the fact that right now, as I take a look at the market, it's telling me that 98 should be selling for a price of around 220k. Whereas when we take a look at the Deion Sanders 98, the man is selling for under 200,000 coins, around 190 to be exact. So in my opinion, I'm not really a big fan of selling off Deion Sanders. Again, he's got a big name. He's got great stats. I think people are going to want this card as Madden 22 progresses. If you power him up, the man's got like basically perfect stats. So I'm going to be banking on the fact that I think people are going to want Deion Sanders as Madden 22 progresses, and I'm really hoping the card continues to go up in price. Again, at around like 190k, it feels too cheap, man. It feels too cheap to sell at 190k. I think I'm going to hold the card. My verdict on Deion is hold. If you guys have a 98 overall player and you bought them for around like 130 to 150, which is what I'm assuming most people got their 98s for when the market crash happened, and now that card is selling for like 230k or more than that. Maybe that could be Randy Moss. Maybe that could be another 98 in this game. I would say if you got 98s for around 230 plus, you could sell them now. That's a decent price to sell at. Anything less than that, I'm holding, man. So yeah, Deion Sanders will stay in the item binder for a little bit longer. Now, another card that I know a lot of people invested in, a lot of people have the eggs for, is a 99 overall Cooper Kupp. Now, taking a look at Cooper Kupp right now, he's up for 240. If I sold the card, I'd be making about 100,000 coins of profit. Bought the card for around like 150, I'm pretty sure. So 240, that's a good price. But in my opinion right now, I'm going to continue to hold this 99 overall Cooper Kupp. Now, here's my reasoning. We got the draft promo coming into Madden tomorrow, and when the draft promo comes into the game, I'm expecting people are going to want to reroll. Usually when people want to reroll, the price of training goes up because they got to buy training, and right now, as we take a look at the marketplace, and we take a look at what is the cheapest training overall in Madden 22, gold 99s are actually the cheapest training you guys can get. So Cooper Kupp right here, if people want to get training points, what they're going to do is they're probably going to come in here and they're going to buy 99s, and if that happens, the price is going to go up. So in my opinion, I would say 99s are decent to hold. I personally am going to be holding them. If you got other gold 99s, I would say probably hold them for a little bit longer. If you got 96s, I would say sell them just because people are sometimes a little bit lazy and they don't usually want to get like 96s for their training. They'd prefer to buy it in bulk, and if they're buying in bulk, they're hopefully buying 99s, and hopefully that is going to drive up the price. So in my opinion, if you got a 98 at around 230 plus, I would sell. If you got a 99, I would hold. If you got a 99 that's selling for a little bit cheaper, like Dion right here, I would hold as well. Now, other players to consider right here, we got to take a look at the Easter Gold 99 overall cards. So Vernon Davis, we got Barry Sanders, we got Reggie White. Should you guys be selling or holding those players? Now, this right here, in my opinion, is the hardest estimation for me to give you guys. As you guys can see, Reggie White right now selling for a price of, it looks like 230k, like 235. We got Barry for around 280, and then we got Vernon Davis for around 303. Now, if you guys were getting these cards for closer to like 250, then you're in a decent position with these players. I think they were actually selling for around 250, so if you're in that situation, I'm personally going to suggest you hold a little bit longer on Barry and Vernon. I'm assuming you probably didn't invest in Reggie White, because Reggie White sadly doesn't have like crazy good stats. He doesn't fit both of the criteria. Barry Sanders and Vernon Davis, of course, are going to be fitting the criteria of big name player with good stats, and in my opinion, I would hold them. Now, Barry Sanders is a tough one because I personally don't think he's the best running back in this game, so there's not going to be a ton of like upward pressure on the card. If you want to cash out right now at like 230, maybe take some profit. I don't think that's a bad idea, but Vernon Davis right here, I don't think we're going to be getting a tight end in the future that's better than Vernon. He's got 97 speed. He's got basically the best stats possible. He's got route tech for 1 AP. He's got good run block. I would say Vernon Davis should continue to go up in price. I would say your target for Vernon Davis is probably like 350k. If you invested at 250, I would say that's like a price you should be satisfied with, and that's a price I think the card could reach, whereas Barry Sanders and Reggie White, I don't think are going to go up a ton more. So if you want to cash out, you can. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents right there. I would say the 96s are pretty good to sell off, take your profit, make your 40k per card. I am most certainly going to do so. Make about like 250k in profit after tax on the player, so pretty good right there. The 98s and 99s, I'm holding a little bit longer. But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. If it did, scroll down and drop a like, and until next time, fellas, have a wonderful day. Go Pels, big game tomorrow. I'm out. Peace. So